Hello, hello. It is December 24th, 2024, Christmas Eve. For those of you who celebrate. It's good to be back. It's good to be here now. I sat down maybe an hour and a half ago, intending to begin recording and create, share. It's an interesting process how to watch myself and see how difficult it sometimes is, the kinds of challenges that come up. And this isn't just in regards to recording. These kinds of challenges come up in all aspects of life. I have my son here with me now, and as a parent, there's plenty of challenges, plenty of ingrained thinking patterns. As a human being, it comes up in parenting and everyday life. I'll get an idea for something that I'd like to act on, perhaps a thought that I should reach out to somebody, or a desire will come up, a desire for relationship, a desire for success, being seen or heard. And it's funny watching myself through all of this. It's enlightening. Specifically thinking about my desire for companionship, for partnership. Is something I've sat with for 2 years, more, but more consciously for these last 2 years. And there's been times where I find myself lost in desire and suffering, wanting. Other times where I look at what's required to really be in deep, loving, holy relationship. And feeling resentment or frustration at what is required. Feeling resistance. And other times where in my exploration of spirituality and this idea of devoting myself to God and to improving myself or becoming more in line with spiritual practice, where I get this sensation or this thought that maybe it would be easier to not desire or to in some way dissipate that almost need for someone in my life that's that close, or that I can share everything with. But I think as I've explored this in my own life, and as I've been exposed to various teachings from different fields, from Buddhism and others, you can't really get rid of desires. They're here to teach us, to help us to grow. And in some sense, it seems to me that, and I think I've heard this expressed or seen it expressed elsewhere, it seems to me that if we have a desire, it's meant to be fulfilled, but it's meant to be we're meant to be conscious and aware through it, not relying on the desire to give us happiness, not relying on the desire to give us purpose or meaning. Those we create for ourselves. The desires, I think, are here to help us grow into who we're meant to be. The challenges that we're gifted with help us to transform, to mature within ourselves, emotionally, intellectually, physically, spiritually. Desires such as this desire for partnership, for romance, they require us to mature, to become, in order for that desire to be fulfilled in a way that actually feels good all the way around, that supports us in our well-being. We have to become truly honest with ourselves and with the people around us. We have to become honest to a degree that is really uncomfortable and scary at times. And I think this applies to just about everything we might want out of this life here on earth. Because if we're not completely honest with ourselves at the very least, then we fall prey to habits, to challenges that to negative beliefs that hold us back, that prevent us from actually having those very things that we do want. When we look at desire for validation or success or abundance. We have this tendency to focus on the lack. We get lost in the pain of not having. And even if we do have it, we have this tendency to focus on the ways in which it isn't as good as we wanted it to be. And it is good to notice. It is good to notice that how things could be better. But when we focus on it, when we focus on the problems, more often than not, it seems that we merely create more suffering for ourselves. What we can do instead is to see the desire, see the problems, see the concerns, recognize them. Sometimes an inspired solution will occur to us immediately. Other times not. If there isn't an inspired solution there waiting for us, or that is currently accessible to us, it's important that we open ourselves to receiving a solution. And that we make peace within ourselves. There's this saying, do what you can when you can. And one of the most productive things we can do is take care of ourselves, take little baby steps that move us in the direction of what we do want. Celebrate those things. Celebrate when, if you want companionship, if you want deep relationship, celebrate when you reach out to a friend. Like, give yourself kudos. If you're looking to build a business or to whatever it is you're looking to do, to create something beautiful and meaningful, if all you can do, the only baby step you've got is to look at a YouTube video of someone sharing their experience of how they did it, congratulate yourself on that. You did it. You're exploring your interest. You're exploring how to grow in the world, how to grow within yourself. Don't get stuck there if you can help it. Do what you can. If you're trying to improve or foster your creativity, journal, draw. You can get a pencil and some paper, or play with AI, or play with MS Paint. Write, type out a story. Practice meditation, do some visualizations. Hum, sing, play drums. There's 1,000 different ways, a million, as many ways as there are people. for you to take little steps forward. And really, only you can know what's right for you. Ultimately, anything anyone says is at best only a suggestion, only an opinion. But sometimes something someone says will resonate with you. You'll feel it. Those are the things you sit with. You eat the meat and spit out the bones. Thank you. Thank you for doing the work. Thank you for being a loving presence to the best of your ability. You're making the world a better place with the work you're doing, with how you're learning to love yourself, as you're releasing the resistance, as you're exploring what makes you, you. You deserve to feel loved. You deserve to give yourself that gift. You deserve to give yourself the gift of moving toward what does fill you up, what you're passionate about. And sometimes it's not clear even what that might be. But there's little indicators. Your emotions are good guides. They help you to see when something is going wrong or to see when something's going well. Pay attention. Don't let them make your decisions. Your emotions aren't necessarily good decision makers, but they're good signs. You've got this. You've got this. Of course it's hard. At times. But if you're watching this, you're on the path. You're doing better. You're starting to build friendships, or maybe you've got a really great group of friends. Two years ago, I had almost nothing going for me. I had a loving family. I didn't know anybody outside of my family. I moved back here because I had to restart. I'll talk more about that another time, but I had to restart. And I had so many reasons to believe I couldn't do it, to hate myself. But I wanted to try. I wanted to implement what I'd been studying, the spirituality, to deepen my connection with Source, to try out this law of attraction stuff. And nothing has really happened how I thought it would. It's been better. Even if it's been totally different. I'm surrounded by a loving community, a lot of friends, deeper connections than I've ever had. I feel almost no depression anymore, where before it was, for most of my 30 plus years of self-awareness, the depression was increasingly crushing. And I'm mostly at peace, mostly enjoying life. It's just 4 years of work on myself, on my beliefs. Not that long a span. If I can do it, you can do it. If I can build these friendships and these relationships, feeling anxiety, feeling like I'm not worthy, feeling like I don't deserve it, like no one should love or appreciate me. If I can do it, you can do it. I love you. I'm here to support you. And if I can, let me know. Reach out. And if not to me, then you know who you can reach out to. Friends, family. There's plenty of services out there for free if you really need it. Join a church. Go to a temple. Go to a mastermind. Toastmasters, whatever. Pick something that supports you in your path, that aligns with your interests. Get out of your shell a little bit. It does require some risk. It does require some courage. That doesn't mean you're not going to feel afraid. It means you feel afraid and you continue to walk forward. You've got it in you. May you be blessed. I know you are. You already are. But may you receive it. May you open yourself to receiving it, to knowing the truth of who you are. You are blessed. You are loved. You are worthy. You have what you need. And so much more and better is coming. If you can, if you feel comfortable, I would love for you to share something that you have struggled with and in which you've grown. Something you've overcome, even a tiny challenge, anything. Share it. Somebody else needs to hear your story, needs to hear how you've overcome, needs to hear how you have found love for yourself, even when you felt you didn't deserve it. Yeah. I love you. Peace and blessings.